Hello everybody, welcome to Ben's Big Designs. Happy Thursday, I'm Ben, good to see you. All right, so it's storming a bit, and I don't know that we'll lose power or anything, but just a heads up. So I hope everybody's had a good week. I was debating doing some Star Wars builds. I have this, the Darth Vader one, Darth Vader, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it's got this rad little robot here. That's kind of what I wanted to get into, but we can do that later. And in case we ran long, I do this. Might do that on Sunday. But instead, I thought, why not build? I've had this for a little bit, and I think this would be fun to do. So let's do this one. This is the rocket assembly and transport city set. I think it's a retired set. You can't get it anymore. So thought, why not do that? So we're gonna go over to our build camera, build with instructions, and I'm going to get the instructions set up on the screen. There we go. All right. I don't know where the cutoff is. This seems a little low. So I'm going to bring that up a bit. All right. Yeah, this has been drifting a little lately. My tripod, the little thing that the camera screws into, is it keeps pulling out from the rest of the tripod. And I have to change the tripod every so often, and it loosens that up every time. So like the nut comes out and I gotta push it back. Anyway, beverage tonight is another double Moscow Mule, so Sláinte. The rain is not supposed to last very long, so turn my phone down. What's up, Missy? How's it going? All right, first off, I'm very proud of this. This is the sawtooth from Horizon Zero Dawn. So I just got the rest of the parts today, and I'm very happy with it. It's very articulated. It's got its midsection articulation a little bit back here. You can see the articulation on the arms here. It's got shoulder, and it can go back and forth there because it's on a ball joint. These are all ball joints. And then the head is on a ball joint as well, so it can move around a little bit. That's a downside right there, is that the head is kind of fragile because I was trying to get a lot of the mouth figured out and try to keep it at the size of where are my words? The big one. What is that big one? Not the tall neck, the Thunderjaw. Ugh, good Lord. So I think it turned out well. I like the underside there. The claws, those rock pieces for the claws. I think it turned out good. And I think it's a good size. Here's this compared to Aloy, which I think that's a good size right there. Compared to Roku's Thunderjaw, I think that's a good size. So then like the one I'm working on now, the Bellowback, will be about a little bit bigger than this, but not as big as that. This should be a little bigger, but again, we're kind of basing everything off the tall neck scale. I'm really happy with the way things are working out with all these. The Bellowback, however, is giving me fits because it is just not coming together the way I want it to. The little sacs under its gullet are proving to be difficult. And I've got the rest of it done, but I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. The cold's getting better, and I've got doctor's appointments to check everything else out, so we'll see how it goes. So this is what we're working on tonight. The rocket assembly and transport. Now this came out before Lego started doing the Artemis series of stuff. So you can see down here, it says it's inspired by NASA's launch and ground systems. So this is just some basic NASA kind of stuff, right? So some of these are Artemis. You can see this is an Artemis one. The rover, I think it's the rover, is also an Artemis set. So while they probably share a lot of the similar, like the visors and stuff like that, they're not the same line. They're both city, but we'll do this one at some point too. So I don't know what that means. Rivera's in here. Did you know that, guys? Anyway, but I like space stuff, and I wanted to crack this open because I feel like our project support coming up next year may be a moon base. So the more of these some of these cylindrical pieces, some of these canopy pieces I can get, the better. And then I can start doing some moon base building. That all depend on what the lug wants to do. It's kind of a lug project. I think we may be not stuck. I think we may be on moon farming. I don't know how that's going to work out, but it will. This is Exploration sur Mars. Exploration a la Mars. This is Mars exploration. It just says rocket assembly. I think that's what the red planet bit is on the logo. So, don't know how many bags are. We're just going to go through them and find out. 6. There's 1. We can start with that. 3. Oh, we've got some plates. And then we've got some instructions and stickers. I'm probably not going to do stickers on this. And there's a lot of books in here, so it was really kind of weird to get through the instructions on brick set. Oh, yeah, because yeah, there's like 5 booklets or 6 booklets or something. So this is all extra. That's not part of a bag. Yeah, Missy, I'm doing well. Thank you very much for asking. Pretty good week at work. Nothing to complain about. The AFOL Day system is back online. And it is predictably not working all that well. Had to add people a few times. Actually, that's not true. I didn't have to add people a few times. I had to. There was a big gap in when to add people. So here's some bags that aren't numbered. These are just going to be extra for some part of the instructions. Yeah, it just took a long time to add everybody. And I think we're up to about 26 people that have put in, which makes sense. Those are all the people who are pretty active, the regulars, so to speak. I actually had to turn one guy down. And I feel bad. I've hung out with him before, and I've talked to him at length about stuff over the years. But in the last couple years, he hasn't been very active. In fact, the last thing he attended was the AFOL Day thing in December. And then before that, he may have been at Brick Rodeo, but not Brick's Colleen. And then the last time I see him attending a meeting was like February of 2021. So, I mean, it's been a while. So I told him, I was like, I saw his name come up and I instantly auto-approved it and went, oh, man. So I followed it up and I was like, all right, look, you can go if you want to, but just so you know, blah, 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 blah. Here's the rules of our group. And according to that, I really shouldn't let you do this, but I've already approved it, so I'll let you decide what you want to do. And he's like, no, that's okay, I understand. I'll just come to more meetings. And I'm like, perfect. That's exactly what I like hearing out of people. So hopefully we'll see him at more meetings. He's a good dude. But yeah, I feel like the only times I see him are, well, shoot. That was unfortunate. I think I may have lost more than one piece there. Yeah, you're golden. You've been to like every meeting since you started coming, which is great. These are going to be nice pieces. I'm going to try to keep these as unscratched as possible. Those are nice pieces to have. As well as this, I suppose, in the door. Got a blue separator for this one. That's cool. All right, so first things first, we got to get our people taken care of. We've got a guy with a beard and air tank and pants. There's a video out there if you haven't seen. Look up Ice Planet minifigure painting. And I forget the lady's name, Dara something or Dana something. And it's really great because they're taking some minis from other, like Warhammer kind of thing, from other games and painting them to be Ice Planet themed stuff. It's really great. A lot of care went into it. Very knowledgeable about Ice Planet stuff. It's really cool. This is weird because in the photo, you can't really tell, but like it looks like the helmet goes all the way, or the head goes all the way down, but in reality it doesn't. So this makes me feel like they've smushed it down in the program so you don't see that gap. Yeah, it was really great. Like usually I'll watch it for a little bit and I go, yeah, I get the gist. That's cool. But this, I watched the whole thing. I was like, yeah, show me the end product. I want to see the whole thing. All right, so there's your first spaceman, space guy, space person. Dual mold helmet back there. Pretty good printing. Don't get to see what's printed on the back. But there's stuff under that tank. Pearl gold or flat silver shovel. Put him right there. All right, next guy is some sort of administrator by the looks of it. This looks like my job. He's got a little bit of mustache, and he's got some hair, and he's got a cup of coffee. He is the administrator of this establishment. So yeah, nothing going on there. These are city prints, so I mean I'm not expecting a whole lot of cool. Just enough of a little back fold there in his sweater vest. This makes me think of Mission Control with Ed Harris in Apollo 13, where his wife always gets him a new sweater for each launch. That's pretty fun. And now we get to make a robot. This is my favorite part. Bring me the robots. Johnny Builds, how are you, man? Thanks for coming. One of these days, I'm going to get onto your stream. I know I keep saying that, but it's like every night I eat dinner and then I want to watch one of my shows. And I just forget that people do YouTube. And then I bemoan everybody for not visiting everybody else's YouTube channel. And I need to make the effort. So, how you been? How you doing? Couple busy weeks. Yeah, not bad. Can't say the same really. There's just been some stuff going on. My hockey team's been on and off, but they're picking up right when it counts. Our local soccer team lost their first game in spectacular fashion, so that was kind of a bummer. Work's been good. Health has been getting better. I do have an appointment coming up in like 3 weeks. I've got a scan next week, so we'll see how that goes. Death Star's almost done. I'm going to come in for the end when you finish it. That is almost the perfect robot, Lego style. It's very Earth-like too. It's great. I love the faceplate. That is a great little faceplate. See if we can focus in a little bit better there. Look how great that little faceplate is. I think one eye is bigger than the other one. It's giving you kind of a cockeyed look. I love it. I love that so much. That's such a great robot. That's my new favorite thing. Actually, it's 3-2, but at one point they were up 2-1, and we were all a little concerned because their center back went out early in the game. Like he had a groin pull or something. And of course, we don't know what it is because they say lower body injury. We won't ever know what happened. But he went out, and the guy that replaced him has been with the team for a while. He's not new, but he's never been like first team kind of thing. And at some point during the game, I forget when. This may have been maybe in the second half. The way they play is possession first. Like they really want to have the possession number very high. So they do what we call the horseshoe of sadness, where they just keep passing it to the backs, right? And then if the other team presses them, they'll pass it back to the goalie, and then the goalie will kick it over everybody's head or hang on to it and kick it out, find an outlet or whatever. But it's frustrating because it gets real close to the goal, and it's very nerve-wracking, and we're like, just clear it. What are you doing? So this defender was doing the typical horseshoe of sadness and turned around and went to pass it back to the goalie, except there was a center from the other team, or a winger, from the other team right behind him. He turned and passed it right to the dude. Dude just took it and shot it right into the goal. And it was like, what the heck? So we were all very upset. Which meant the momentum shifted, which means then they scored another goal shortly after that, and then we lost the game. So, and the team we played was St. Louis, and they're an expansion team, and this was their first game ever. And they're going up against us, who got basically like... We got to the semifinals last year. We kind of got like third, I guess. You know, we made it to the semifinals. So to play that team, we're in our third year. And it was just a bad game. It was bad. The Rivendell set, yay or nay? Oh, absolute yay. I am going to be getting that. I think VIPs can get it Sunday, the 5th. So I will be up Saturday night. Oh, Saturday night. 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Yeah, Saturday night at 11. I'm going to be pulling the trigger on that. I don't want to go to the store to get it because The problem with getting it Sunday morning is if I was going to stream, the store opens like an hour after I start streaming. So I wouldn't even be able to have it by then. So I don't know. But if I'm not a channel that needs hits off of look at the stuff that I got. So I'll just get it normal and then just put it together when I get it. But yeah, absolutely gonna get it. I mean, it's 6,000 pieces for $500. Like, everyone's like, it's so expensive. I'm like, yeah, but it's a really good price point. Even if the pieces are small, that's still like a really good price point. And it's an IP, and it comes with 13 figures. Like, I don't know what everyone's complaining about. $500 is what they're complaining about. And I get that. I understand that. And not everybody's going to be able to get that. So... But to complain that it's expensive, but I don't think it's too expensive. Does that make sense? I don't think it's overpriced. I think it's perfectly priced. Aw, man, this is going to have... So this would have been cool. These would have been solar panels on the side. And I'm not going to put those stickers on. But these are cool pieces. I don't have any of these panels in dark blue, so that's cool. Missy, did you get hit with the storm? I think it's past us already. Like, our company closed. Not closed, but our company was like, if anybody's here at the office, go home. Because there's inclement weather coming. And I'm like, you guys, it's not supposed to hit till 8 o'clock, and I don't think it's that bad. And everyone's like, no, it's going to be hail and tornadoes. I'm like, have you seen the radar? It's not even going to hit us. And it didn't. It rained for like 5 minutes. So, yeah, it's a lot to do about nothing. So I think what's happening is, I think somebody at Lego is trying to keep this in the zeitgeist, right? They're trying to keep our mental remembrance of Lord of the Rings fresh in mind, because we've got Rings of Power, which I'm surprised we don't have a Numenor set or a what are the name of the mines that Durin is mining, and then we've got I can't remember the name of this, the Elven City. But anyway, we've got a lot of placeholder cities, right? And a lot of figures that could be done. So I don't know why Lego/Amazon was waiting, but they were. However, I have a feeling that they're going to come out with new sets with new movies. And I think there's going to be some new movies coming out. I mean, I keep hearing rumblings about new movies, and they're going to be about Agmar or the Northern Kingdoms or something like that. So, I don't know. And Peter Jackson's involved, and it's going to be a story about Tom Bombadil and like all this stuff. Or, Books of the First Age or something. I don't know. So I think Lego is kind of like, well, we know it's been a while, but let's do a set now that's kind of big, and it'll keep it in everybody's memory. What I wish they would have done instead of one big one, because then they also did like a bunch of brickheads too, which seems like almost a full campaign for a book or a movie or something, right? They did one big set and 3 brickheads. That's not nothing. That's more than like Battlefront got, really. Missing a wheel? No, I have an extra tire. Yeah, Silmarillion stuff. I mean, technically, the Rings of Power is Silmarillion stuff, but the Silmarillion doesn't really go into the Second Age all that much, so that's why Amazon was able to do it. All right, there is your little rover. That's pretty cute. Little drilling machine to get you some stones over here. Got that. Clear out some of this. Put this right here. That's what's been built. I mean, there's a lot in the Silmarillion. You could... It goes by with a lot of... And so-and-so begat so-and-so, who begat so-and-so. So, I mean, there's a lot in there where you could just kind of inject drama or story, right? So it'd be interesting to see what they decide to do. Probably the War of Wrath. Maybe the actual Silmarils, like the making of the Silmarils, the breaking of the world. You know, there's a lot of kind of big things they can do. So here's I haven't seen this computer print before. That's an interesting one. It's pretty typical. It's got a slider, a few buttons, and a rangefinder screen on it. In typical space, it's all the same screen. There's no different screens. Yeah. Yeah, Warner Bros. They can use whatever they want because they were given the rights to do it. So it'll be interesting. I do hope that they do something cool. And everyone's like, yeah, but Peter Jackson's going to be involved. And I'm like, Peter Jackson was involved in The Hobbit. But I think the problem with The Hobbit was... Lord of the Rings, I'm pretty sure he had pretty planned out. Like, to the shot. And I think The Hobbit, they were kind of making it up as they went. Not as planned. So, oh, this is going to be kind of a bummer. This is supposed to have some stickers on it showing, like, the 3-dimensional camera, or it's supposed to be like a 3D look, a 360 look at what the rover is looking at. So that's kind of a bummer that it's not on there. But I ain't putting stickers on it, because I will definitely use these half cylinders for stuff. So let's see. I finished book 4 of the Stormlight Archives. Speaking of really long stories, and I may be done with Brandon Sanderson for a while. I feel like I've binged on Brandon Sanderson for like the last 6 or so years. Because I think I read 2 different Mistborn series, maybe just one. I can't remember now. Fantasy all kind of bleeds out after you've read it once because it's really long. I remember like kind of the gist of things, but not specifics. So I read that, and then 4 of the Stormlight Archive books, which are, 1,200 pages each. So that takes you a while to get through. He said he's going to do 10 books for the Stormlight Archives, and honestly, I don't know that I could do... I might do one more just to see kind of where it goes, but anytime somebody goes from... They were just a poor little girl or a poor little boy in their parents' care and their governess was abusive or something like that to there's life on other planets, you know, and it's like, okay. You've clearly got nowhere to go with that, so I think we're done. Like when there was mystery involved, it was kind of fun, but I don't know. Feels like homework now. So I switched gears and I'm reading some Douglas Adams. I haven't read Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, and then the second book, The Tea Time at something. And a coworker friend was like, "Have you read those?" I was like, "No." He's like, "You read Hitchhiker's Guide?" I was like, "Yeah, I read 3 of those, 4 of those, however many there were of those." And he's like, "Oh, well, you'll like these." I'm like, "Yeah, I like Douglas Adams." So they're very Douglas Adams-y. I haven't really got that far into it yet, but they're only like 300 pages, and it's snappy and it flows, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna finish this in a week. Compared to Stormlight Archive, that's a slog. But it's the same with Wheel of Time, you know, Robert Jordan's epic book about dresses and meals and stuff that just was like, oh wow. The first couple books were, this is cool, and the next few were like, don't care. My luck, this is the one time any of the, well, Robert Jordan won't be watching because he did. And then after that, I don't know. I'm sure I'll find something. I thought this is the typical sort of sci-fi fantasy book reader where you're like, have I read Ringworld? I think I've read Ringworld. And then you read a synopsis, you're like, no, that doesn't sound familiar. Or it sounds really familiar, but I may have thought it was like something else. So I go to Half Price Books and I pick up a copy of Ringworld and I come home and I start reading it. I'm like, man, this is really familiar. And I flip through a couple pages, read something else. I'm like, yep, that's familiar. Yep, that's familiar. And then, very classic space feel. It's got like the open side and everything. So I gave it to my son. I'm like, here, read Larry Niven. Classic. And then I think I did the same thing with it was like Old Man's War and the Generational War or something like that, whereas like the synopsis were fairly similar, but oh good, not printed, or a printed tile. That's really cool, and it looks like windows. That makes a lot more sense. That's pretty cool with the little keyboard and everything. Focus. Come on. Be a nice camera to focus. There we go. Okay. It's very like ordinary looking. So yeah, I got one thinking that I had read it, and it turns out I had read the other one or something. So that was fun. So I got a Goodreads account thinking I would try to keep track of what I read, and then I just never did. And this is supposed to have your sticker of, and I put it all over there. These stickers are going to be your Mars exploring logos, right? So like there's your solar panels, and this would have been the Mars launch control sticker. It's a cool logo. I like it. It's classic space, but it's got the red planet on it. Yeah, those are, oh my god, like you can buy them too if you want. They're like $175 or something like that, $150 maybe. But if you wanted some, you could buy some. So here's your extra pieces. I got an extra tire. I don't know how normal it is to get extra tires in case your Moon Rover blows a tire. But there's your setup for that. Yeah, those are amazing. And I think they actually like work. Like you can feed it commands and it'll change the displays. All right. Oh, that was just bag one. Okay. Let's see if I can remember where the rest of these were. That was bag one. This is bag two. Okay. And they look so cool. Like, it's not like junky or anything. It looks really great. I'm a little jealous. I still have all these tiles from Bedrock Brick. They're a company that does calendars of like Utah. But they also like do printing. So like these are the bricks. So I can show you all the bricks here that I got. So these are all pretty much the same, but they got different printing on it. Rock press bricks, that's it. Yeah, so all those. And then 1x2 slopes. I mean, come on, right? In the old computer styles. That's pretty rad. And then I got some 1x3 tiles with some cool things on them. These are the same. I think all of this was like $50. So not too bad. There's another brick. There's another one of these. And then this is the best part. These like tongue tiles. I mean, this is kind of ridiculous, but these are perfect for like little controls inside your spaceship. Look how cute those are! Ugh. I don't even build that much classic space stuff, but a friend was going out there and they were like, does anybody want anything from these guys? They've got a big tub of this. And I thought that the panel that it was written on was like 1 for $5 or something like that. Like I misunderstood what the 1 for $5 or 2 for whatever thing was. And I was like, I'll take one of each, because I thought like one of each was just a brick. Like give me one brick of each, right? Or just one of each, meaning one brick. They thought I meant one of each print. So each brick has like 6 different prints and each tile had 3 different prints. So they got one of everything and they're like, all right, $172. And I went, whoa, no. Get me $50 worth of stuff. So that's a roughly $50 worth of Lego, which is great. I love it. Oh, this is going to be a good head to use on a pilot somewhere. I'm going to have to steal that. Stick that in a Rebel Alliance helmet somewhere. Look at that. Perfect. This body isn't too bad either. If you want a generic worker, probably would do the hard hat, but if you need a generic worker, this is pretty good. You know, Star Wars things I think of are like scrappers. You could change the hands a little bit to get like gloves. That's a good scrapper kind of outfit. All right. So yeah, this set is retired. I don't think there aren't going to be any new pieces in here. I think it's about a year and a half old, maybe 2 years. But again, I'm going to cannibalize this and use some of it for, I believe we're going to end up doing a moon base. So hopefully, and I don't know, some of these pieces will be good for other things, but so I am very much stuck on my latest Horizon Zero Dawn build. I don't know if you guys saw the Instagram post about it, but I am frustrated. I thought I had it, and then I wasn't able to really... Like, I was able to kind of put it together, but then when I was attaching it... So I design in really weird chunks. Like, I'll find a piece that works really well with something, and I'll kind of design... Not microfighters so much, but like other things that I'm needing to compare the sizes, and I don't know why I said it like that, but I build it in like these floating chunks, and then I try to attach the chunks together, and in the process I end up kind of redoing most of that so I can get it to work. So I kind of feel like I painted myself into a corner with that. And it's just such a weird organic, for a machine, it's an organic piece that I am having a really hard time replicating. And the other night, last night actually, I was up all night. Like, my brain was so fixated on it. Usually I'll put myself to sleep by thinking up through a design problem. And I'm out within a couple minutes. But this time, like, my brain was like, no, you have to figure this out. We're figuring this out now. I'm like, I need to sleep. It's like, nope, you gotta get this sorted. I'm like, well, the only way I'm gonna do that is if I actually get up, go turn Studio on, and work on it. And I'm like, it's 3 in the morning. I'm not gonna do that. Plus, yesterday was Mandalorian Season 3 and Bad Batch episode, and then today was Picard, so I had my mind on other things. But I got this guy done. He's all done. He's very cool. I like him a lot. His legs are skinnier than they look in the software. I might try to bulk them up a little bit. And I forgot last second to put blaze canisters on him, so I had to change the design a little bit. Yeah, my brain is even frustrated with me. Thank you. It was a lot of fun. I was so excited to get the mail today. I have ordered bricks from this place called Kentuckiana Bricks or Toy Pro or something on Bricklink. I must have had 30 orders from these people over the past 4 years. To the point where I'm kind of like, hey, I order from you guys a lot. Could I have a discount of some kind? I buy a lot from you guys. See what they say. Especially since I'm offering them advertising right now. Yeah, it looks... The other thing is, I think it looks really well with all the other ones. Like, it's a good size. I'm really excited to keep doing these. I gotta get past this bellow back, though. It's bothering me. Spent entirely too much today while I was working. Just with Studio up on the other screen, just like staring at it, going, okay, what do I need to... I felt like a car salesman. What do I need to do to get you properly designed today? How can we get you out of this dealership? with a proper set of Blaze sack canisters. So yeah, are you guys up on Mandalorian Season 3? What'd you think? Have you watched? Have you also been... This is a weird... Alright, so why do this? You make a box out of those two panels, right? I don't know if you see that because they're black, but... And then you cover it. Now, I'm assuming there's a hole in there. You're going to do something with that, right? I'm hoping. Yeah, there's a thing on top of that. Okay. I was like, why do that? 2 small orders for my mock. Cool. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do for my mock? Is Bling your mock the first one? Or is Adventure the first one? Because if we're doing Bling my mock, I think all I'm going to do... Is there a star on here? Yeah. Is I'm going to put... I don't know why I just empty this out here now, but... And this one goes under. And then connect these two. I'm going to put a big old star on it. Like that, and then something behind it, like that. There, I've blinged my mock. He's now Mr. T-Cat. Done. I don't know, I might do something else. No, Mando, yeah, kind of got burnt out from last season at the end. Was Boba Fett for a few episodes at some point. Yeah, I can see that. I'm honestly like this. I was really excited for this, but it was really short. And if you've played enough video games, oh, that's the worst. That's the absolute worst. Like when I was ordering stuff for the cat, I needed these 2 mechanical arms for the mouth, those yellow ones. And the order completed it by doing... So this is the problem that I have, is I go through a store and it creates a cart. And on the cart, I say, well, let's open it up. And if the store has more of those parts within reason, like if I'm ordering 2 and they have 6, I'm going to just order all 6. Because it's easier for the shop person to just go and empty out whatever container they've got, right? Plus, I get extra pieces. And it makes a little more sense to set that up in terms of shipping. It's like, you're going to charge me $5. I don't want to order 30 cents worth of parts. So at least order $4 or $5 worth of parts. Then it at least kind of is like, well, all right, that's $5 shipping, whatever. But what happens is I'll go through each cart and I'll go like, yeah, just add. Well, one store had 2 of those and the other store had 1. But when I made the carts, it just picked 1 and 1 because it picked the first one here and then went, oh, you need 1 more? How about from this store? Instead of just doing 2 from this store. But because it was 2 different orders, it didn't matter. So I end up with 3 of these now. And I'm like, ugh. I get done building. I'm like, why do I have 3 of these? Yeah, the struggle is real with Bricklink and wanting like, just it's like I just want 1 part. But I also feel proprietary about my pieces enough to where I don't think I could ask the lug. I mean, Frankie gave me a couple like Bionicle pieces, and now I'm like, ugh, I'm beholden to Frankie now because he gave me a couple pieces. I was like, how much do I owe you for these? And he's like, oh, you don't worry about it. I'm like, no. Because now every time I put this mock together, I'm going to be like, well, these are Frankie's. But I feel there should be sort of like a village thing where you're like, Yeah, does anybody need this? Somebody asked for some pieces the other day on our Discord, and I was like, yeah, I think I have that. And then I got there to the meeting, and I completely forgot. I had it in my pocket, and I completely forgot I had it. Frankie! Hey, speak of the devil. Like, were your ears burning? I am paying you for the spaceman, though. Don't just give me the spaceman. How you been, man? Did you get rained on? For 5 seconds? Like it was this huge thing, and then everyone went, well, be careful. And I'm like, 5 seconds of rain. Careful of what? Like I was expecting tornadoes and hail. Of course, I'm not in Georgetown or Waco, and I'm sure they got hit pretty bad. So this is where we are currently on this truck. But at the same time, we get an email today that's like, due to inclement weather, go home. If you're in the office, go home now. It's like, it's not supposed to rain till like 8 o'clock. We close at 7. Or we close at 5 like on every other company in the world. Right. It's going to have another Mars logo on that, but it's not going on there. This is going to be great because I've got a few of these. These are my favorite pieces. Oh, this is going to be like the tow hitch for the thing. I mean, I kept looking at the radar and it was like an hour and a half to 2 hours of 60 to 70% thunderstorm. I'm like, okay, thunderstorm. It's going to rain and be thundery. But there's going to be hail and tornadoes. And I think I heard Beth take the dogs out, so I think that's good. Hey, Beth! Did you take the dogs out? Okay. Well, I can take them out again when I go to bed. I don't know why I'm covering the mic, but I just didn't want to shout into the mic. I hope that wasn't too loud. I mean, I'm glad we got rain because it was getting a little dry. But that also means I have to mow my stupid backyard again, which refuses to stop growing. Just absolutely refuses. My grass was like 18 inches tall in January. Like, we turned off the sprinklers. I don't know what you think you're doing, but this is not how grass works. Oh, the rubber band. I may not put this rubber band on either. Rubber bands tend to stretch and break, so pretend this has a rubber band on it. You know what? Son of the biscuit. This claw would have been great on the shell walker. Was that not available or something? I don't think I could have changed the pieces too much, so maybe it wouldn't have been good. Oh, it's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's all fine. In order to put the driver in, you gotta take the whole top of the car off, and that's okay. Lego and the Lego logos are trademarks of the... Well, it like stops halfway through. Sont de Marquis de Commons du Son. That's the Lego Group. The Lego Group. NASA insignia and identifiers provided by and used with permission of NASA. Well, there you go. I mean, I just assumed you didn't try to steal from NASA. Truck. Done. I'm running out of build space. Alright, so that's the end of that one. We're going to bag 3 now. 3 of 6. It's like a Borg. Anybody watching Picard? Ooh, this is a cool bag. I like these. You always get one of these, and then you end up using one piece. And then you just get a whole bag of tools. Oh, here's an obscure one for you. Who's watching Carnival Row? Anybody? It's on Prime. It was on Netflix or HBO or something, but now it's on Prime. I think they picked it up. Maybe it was always on Prime. I don't remember. Because it's been like 4 years since the show was on. I remember liking it a lot, and then it went away. I started watching it again. I haven't really gotten anywhere in it. Oh, and then we need 3 of these guys. Just these guys. This is great. A lot of these in gray, which is what I needed for my space base last year as a mock, but I ended up not having that. You were thinking about. What were you thinking about? Some big rails. I have a feeling we're going to use those to open some doors or something. Alright, so we need... Oh, there's a clean room hat. Nice. So we've got one lady. Oh, you're thinking about watching it? Yeah, it's good. I like it. It's not like the greatest writing or anything, and the effects are okay because it's, you know, it's still a TV show. It's not a movie. But I thought like the world building was good. I like both the main actors. I really like some of the secondary actors. I'm just having a good time with it. I love historical fiction stuff too. This is a great piece. I don't know if this shows up anywhere else that anybody's aware of. The hair ponytail baseball hat. And the baseball hat's really well done. That's really nice. That's a good piece. And it looks great. So there's your... technician with a laptop. Put them down here too. It's the ponytail. There we go. Let's see if I can put this up here instead. Give me a little more room. Yeah, it's fun. I think what's her name, Cara Delevingne, gets a little flack for some reason. I don't know why. She's fine. I like her. She's pretty good in Only Murders in the Building too. I need to finish that show. That's a great figure. I love the mask, the red mask. Clean room kind of person. It's really well done. I'm really enjoying these figures. Still not good as a robot. Look at a robot. Love me some robots. Right? Yeah, that clean room one is like surprisingly cool. I like it. So's the hair on that one. Dual mold hair hat thing. Frankie, do you like historical fiction? If so, I might have a book suggestion for you, or anybody who likes historical fiction. There's a it's a YA type thing, which you shouldn't hold it against it, but it's written. It's a little simple and whatever, but not vocabulary wise, but sort of plot wise. There's not a lot of subtext or anything. It's a story I guess the Napoleonic Wars. I'm trying to think of the time frame of this. It's still in real life there was no air power, so early 1800s maybe, and it's a world in which dragons exist, and they are air power. There's different kinds of dragons, and people bond with these dragons and become their pilots basically. And each dragon has like a different function. Like some of the smaller, faster ones are scouts. Some of the heavier ones will carry bombs. Some of the broad wing ones that also spit acid are like these high flying bomber things too. And I don't remember really what the story is about. It's like a dragon that loses its rider and bonds with somebody it shouldn't, and they end up noticing something wrong with the world and switch sides or something. It's interesting in its world building. In place of like air power where there should be no air power, they've put dragons, right? But it's like How to Train Your Dragon. The dragons are sentient and speak, I think. I think they can talk. It's really unique. It's called like Telemaraine or something like that. The first one, and there's 3 of them. So I was turned on to it by an ex, and they were pretty good. One whole step for this one piece right there. Look at that. Oh, you're not seeing what I'm building. Why not? I enjoyed it. And since then, I've enjoyed like the whole thing. What's up, stud? Space. Lads. Yeah, what was the name of that? I'm gonna look it up real quick. Look it up on my phone so I don't have to change anything on here. Temeraire. Series of alternative history fantasy novels written by Naomi Novik. Follow the adventures of Captain William Lawrence on his dragon, the eponymous Temeraire, and reimagine events of Napoleonic Wars. I got that right. With an air force of dragon manned by crews of aviators. His Majesty's Dragon is the first entry in the series. And then there's 2 others. Oh, there's a bunch. His Majesty's Dragon, Throne of Jade, Black Powder War, and I think that's as far as I got. But then it looks like there's 9 books, so there you go. Recently bought the tiny Lego Space Shuttle 3-in-1. I must say it's a rad little set. Cool. I don't know if it's new or not. I'm bad with paying attention to new sets, but that little Space Shuttle set is fun. I don't know if I got that one. I may have. So I got this one. And I got the space station. This one. The Artemis one. And then I got the Artemis rover And I think there's one more that's like a space base, but I haven't got that one yet. And this one's retired. I don't know how long this... I think this is the previous iteration to City Space before they did the Artemis stuff. Because this is just basic NASA, we're going to Mars kind of thing, versus Artemis, which is like, no, we're actually gonna do that, but we gotta go to the moon first. Oh, nice. I saw speaking of, there's a Mandalorian fighter, micro fighter, somebody posted on Instagram, and it was really cool. And it wasn't from somebody I usually follow, like Query Designs, or maybe it was Duo Bricks. Anyway, they solved, I don't know how they did it, but they solved the wings going over the guy, and it didn't look bulky or anything, so it was really well done. Very, very, very cool. So I'm a little worried that I'm going to be in charge of the next project support project in terms of like coming up with the design and everything, and I don't really want to. So this is the other one. Had to come over here to get it. Try to find a place for it. So this is the other one. But this is more Artemis stuff, I believe. So it's this little rover with like drilling, and I think this comes off. And there's, I guess not. But I mean, like the panel's open, and you're gonna put people in there. And then the rock kind of opens up, right? And there's stuff in there. So it's a drilling mechanism. And then there's these characters. I need to find this other helmet because I'm a little worried I took a helmet. But it's kind of the same helmets as these. But these are definitely Artemis. This is just like NASA. This is just like basic, hey, Mars mission kind of thing. So I gotta figure out a place to put this. Ow. Stub my toe. Too much Lego. And then, so of the Artemis series, there's that one, there's this one, and then there's one more that's like a bigger, like a moon base. It's like a dome with like two offshoots of the dome. So yeah. Did I do that already? Yes. A roll bar. I wish I had, I might get rid of some of this stuff, although that looks really cool, and start putting more space stuff up here. But this is like play space stuff. It's not like actual space stuff, so I don't know how to distinguish that yet. But again, this is probably all going to be torn apart so I can use it for other mocks. You know I dig the Terratron concept. I know it. You dig it the most. I do need to get back into that. We're also going to do, I think, so the idea with, this is my idea. We are trying to come up with a project support project. We did last year was castles. And yeah, we are. And we each got, I don't know if I've shown you the castle thing that we did, but basically it's two plates, and each plate has a castle wall that backs up to each other to make one big wall, right? And the wall is hollow inside, so you can put people in there and stuff. And the front part of it is all like green and whatever, and the back part's all gray or brown or something like that. And then the God, I'm on TikTok all the time, and like all the where are my Gen Xers at? I'm like, right here. Right here, and you're lucky you got me now before I fall asleep at 9:30. So that's the castle wall, and so you could get one of three of them, and they were like, they have crossbows on the top of them, or they have like an oil pitch thing that'll tip over and, you know, burn people with oil. Or another one is a T-square, right? And it's got like a turret stairs that go up behind it. And the other one is a corner section. So there's 4 corner sections, a couple T-square ones, and then like you can change between crossbows and oil. And then the idea is everybody gets at least one kit. You can order more kits if you want. And then at Brick Rodeo, in the summer, we will all come together, and the guy who designed this is also designing the layout where everybody brings theirs to the show, and we all assemble it into like a giant, it's like 10 feet by 7 feet or something like that, layout with his big table-sized castle in the middle of it, right? His is the keep, and we all bring the walls for everything. And then what you can do is you can customize the walls however you want. It doesn't have to stay the way it is. You can, like, I'm gonna try to, if the idea hasn't been taken, I'm gonna put my 2 walls together, but I'm gonna have it exploding in the middle with a little Uruk in the middle of it, and maybe some Uruks behind it, and just explode it. I don't know. I haven't decided yet what I'm gonna do with it. I'm so worried about doing Horizon stuff, and I've got my microfighters to transport that I might just like be like, yeah, here's my walls. I'm gonna think about it too much. I try not to think of myself as an old man. There's a couple people in my friend group. It's funny because my friends are all in their 30s and 40s, and I'll be 50 in a few months. So, and my kids are in college. So, a couple of my friends are pregnant with either their first or their second, or have another couple has like a 4 and a 1-year-old already, maybe 5 and a 2. And it was great because they would come to me and be like, so what's being old like, kind of thing. Asking me questions about stuff, and it was really neat, but at the same time, and I think it was probably because, but even before they were, they started having families, I was the one who was always, let's go to karaoke, let's take this party back to my house, let's go, whatever. And they're like, no, man, it's 9 o'clock, or it's, So it was the dichotomy. Yup. I actually wasn't ever really a big classic fan. I mean, I had Classic Space as a kid, but I don't have any nostalgia for it. I have nostalgia for the stuff from the mid-'80s through, I guess, the 90s. Everything from, Futron through UFO, basically, or through... what was the last stuff? Explorians? I mean, it was right when I was getting out of high school, so it was like 90, whatever it was out in 90. I think that was kind of it for me for Lego, because I was starting to work and pay for a car and stuff, so... Plus, those started being the ones that I bought myself, so I treasured those a little more. I prized them a little more. And I kept them all put together in the basement. Big layout on the ping pong table with I got big pieces of foam and cut them out into moonscapes. All right, well, this doesn't tell me exactly where this should be, so I'm gonna guess right there. And it was Blacktron, and well, I didn't have all the Blacktron. My brother had all the Blacktron. I had Blacktron 2 and Futron and Space Police 1 and 2 and M-Tron. and then like some robots. They were the 3 big robots. They were kind of mech-ish, but they had like rollers and like swivel heads, and I think this is Robotron. Can't remember now. Roboforce. So I had some Roboforce, and then some Spirius, and some Explorians, and then UFO. Oh, this is gonna be a cool sticker that I'm not putting on. These like container bits with that big sticker on there. That looks really cool. That's a good look. This is kind of what I want on the Terratron stuff. Like those big numbers on the side of it. I have to go into Parts Designer and come up with some numbers and stickers and stuff. Okay, that just says it goes in like that. This is going to be a slidey door. I'm glad LEGO brought back the MIDI scale Star Wars ship style. Yup. Yeah, I got the frigate. They didn't have a MIDI scale for Star Wars. They did the frigate for Empire. They're doing the Executor for Return of the Jedi. Did they do... They didn't do a MIDI scale for 50th for... or 40th for Star Wars, did they? I think the 40th Star Wars was the Darth Vader head. I love MIDI scale. I think they only have 2? They had the Falcon and the Star Destroyer. I think that was it. Yeah, I ordered the frigate, or I ordered the Executor. Like, I woke up and I had no idea it was coming out, and somebody goes, "Hey, look what LEGO surprised us with," and I'm like bleary-eyed on my phone. I'm like, pre-order, fall back to sleep, because that's how I roll. Pre-order, and then so that's $70 down, and then my friends are like, "Hey, we're going to the soccer game this weekend." I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool. How much are tickets?" Shit. When am I getting Rivendell? Shit. Yeah, I loved that scale, and they made the Falcon and a Star Destroyer. They could have done a Venator. They could have done a Calamari Cruiser. They could have done the GR-75. They could have done any of the CIS ships from the Clone Wars. What was that called? The something hand, the invisible hand, or that one with the giant ion cannon on the side of it, Grievous' ship. I think it was the invisible hand. The Malevolence, I think was one of them. So, I mean, 2 of the 3 of them have been Star Destroyer models. I think LEGO has a Star Destroyer problem. And a Falcon problem. I do like the architecture sets. I especially like that they've been funding my purchasing lately, and that I only have about 6 more to sell on eBay. So, but yeah, architecture sets, the bigger ones, the Pyramid was fun, the Colosseum was fun. They're not my favorite, but I do like, exactly, I love the way they like, the Pyramid was great because they're using those grilled tiles as like little holes for windows. Oh, choice. So good. Yeah, I've made like $2,000 off of them. I'm really happy with this. So that's Rivendell, and then savings for going to the UK next year. Cannot complain. And maybe a soccer game or 2. So, yeah. And I'm still flabbergasted that dude was just like, nah, you have it. I'm like, okay. Oh, man, I just ordered like 1 million of these ball joint sockets. So this guy has like 20, because it's got like 3 or so in each arm, plus the sideways ones for the shoulders. And I'm just like, I know I'm gonna need that for all these other beasties, so I'm just gonna order as many as I can on this one. Yeah, here, I'll show you an example. The dust is from being in my house. This is an example of what I got. This one, oh man, he's taped it shut. Well, I am not gonna untape it, so it'll ruin the box. I'm gonna have to figure out how to tape that off. So like, it's put together in chunks. I can get the instructions out without ruining the instructions. Look at the spine on that. These are in great shape. No tears. The worst thing about most of these is that they've been displayed in an office for, oh, that one's got a little tear on it, for a good number of years. So they have a lot of yellowing on the white tiles. So I generally don't do anything about that. I just put that in the listing on eBay. I just say it's been displayed, it has yellowing on the tiles, you can soak it in peroxide, whatever. But I got this one set that was kind of expensive and big, and it had a lot of white tiles that, you know, some of the smaller ones I'm like, I don't care. You can buy more tiles for this or whatever. You're paying basically for the box, the fact that all the parts are there, the printed tile, the name tile. That's about it. It's a like new set, so you're getting that. But this one was like, they were really, like, it was an older one and they were really, really yellowed. So I did 2 soaks of them in peroxide out in the sun, 2 days. And even that didn't fix all of it. So I'm just gonna, you have to say, sorry about that. You know, these are display pieces. They got yellowed from indirect UV light. I did a couple peroxide soaks. And this is what you know, this is it. I may offer a little bit less on that one. Or list it for less. Yeah, it is what it is. And it's weird because some of them don't. Some of them do. So here's your bag of parts. This one only calls for a spanner, socket wrench, and a monkey wrench, or a crescent wrench. But it's got all these other tools in it. So automatically got a cool set of pearl flat silver. These are flat silver tools. So flat silver tools. I'm just gonna assume that all the tools go in here somewhere. They all go in here. Oh, they do. They just have them all in here. So I'll put those in there in a second. Oh, nope, that's it. All right, so we are on bag 4. I keep any mock I make, oh, damn it, that is white on a dark shelf far away from light and sun. That's probably a good idea. I only have a couple mocks, and they are in plastic bags under this table. But this table's got a lot of, I should move these into a dark room. Bye, Missy. Take care. I'll see you maybe Sunday. I'll be on Sunday, I think. All right, so bag 4. Are we doing more of this? No, this is the gantry. Okay, so this is done. Put this over here. So the project support project idea that we're doing is I've suggested, and it seems to be the favorite, is a moon base, and we'll probably end up doing a moon base that is similar to, I don't know if you guys have seen this, and it's something from Lego Flickr days from a long time ago. Somebody had posted a kind of a standard for moon bases, in that it would be something that a lot of people could build all the same, and then you could assemble them and they would all connect. So it was basically a big plus. It was a plate with a raised plus of corridors, and then there was like a central thing, right? But the corridors were a standard height and a standard dimension, so that when you put all these plates, like, everybody could build whatever they wanted to, but as long as those doors were the right height and the right dimension around, you could build whatever you wanted, and then they could all connect, right? Everybody could bring them together from wherever they were, and everybody would have this great display. So I thought, well, that'd be a good idea. And I'd never really seen it done in person. I've seen pictures from cons, and there's like 4 or 5 that people brought. What people will do is they will stack them. So you get, a bunch of pluses and stack them, and then you don't have to make those doors do anything. Or you could put a plus and then a dome or something, or a big ball on top of it, or another tower, as long as you got that basic plus. And I was like, well, we could do that. And then everybody build their own base, and then you can build whatever you wanted on top of it. And then, like the castle, we could say, all right, well, there's the basic moon base, then there's the dome. You could get a dome, or you could get like a spaceship, right? And it would have a landing base plate. So very classic spacey, right? And everyone's like, that's a great idea. I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. And like one of the other guys in the group was like, well, you're the space guy, you can design it. And the whole time I'm thinking, but I'm already doing my classic. So I need to figure out how to do a dome, but I don't have to think too hard about it, because the bulk piece list comes with those big translucent domes, the quarter dome pieces. Just get a couple of those, build something inside it, you're done. And those would be great pieces to get, right? The fact that they offer them is just ridiculous. So looks like I'm going to be doing that pretty soon, designing a stupid moon base. The other suggestion was like a farm, which I thought was great, where you could get, it's the same thing, where you could get a basic, we could build a farmhouse or a barn or something, and then everybody gets their own plate that they can populate with like livestock or crops, right? And the pieces, you can order a base plate and greenery and maybe a fence and then crops, and then everybody gets one of those, and then everybody brings them together, and you've got this giant farm, right? Big cropland, big ranch or something. But the pieces didn't come, the piece list didn't come with a whole lot of livestock, so we're like, all right. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. I'm day one. I'm going to be, I think it said March 8th, but VIP is March 5th. I think. So I'm going to, this was times 2. Dang it. Why didn't somebody tell me? You guys are slacking. Just that part. There's only, they're there. I'm gonna be like 11 o'clock Saturday night on my phone, which is gonna suck because I think I'll be home by then. We're going to a soccer game on Saturday against Montreal. We're gonna get creamed. We got worked last time because anyway. So yeah, I'm going to be definitely on my phone getting that. I don't even want to try to get the set at the store. I don't know how VIP works at the store. I've never done it where you get it early at the store if you're VIP, because I don't know how they track. I mean, you've got a VIP card, but do they have it? I guess I could ask the dudes that I know, or the people that I know who work at the store, and say, hey, how does this work usually? Do you just keep it in the back and then I come in and say I want one? But I also don't want to be there Sunday morning with everybody and their brother trying to get this set. But it's a $500 set, so maybe a lot of people won't be there. The downside was, too, I wouldn't be able to stream Sunday if I did that. And I'd almost rather just stream and then buy it and then wait for it to get here. So, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so VIP is just online. That makes more sense. There's a... so, the YouTube streamer Emmasaurus is actually from Austin. And she's been to a couple... I say couple. I think she's been to one meeting. One meeting maybe in person or one online when we were still doing online meetings. And then I've seen her at the store a couple times, but I honestly doubt she knows who I am. She's not part of our lug because she's part of... And I think you can be both. I'm not really sure, but you have to pick when it comes to the benefits. She's her own RFLM. So... Why did that not? Oh, no, there it is. So it kind of doesn't matter if she's part of our lug or not. But I'm pretty sure she's already done a video about, because they get their stuff weeks ahead of time. She may have already done a bit about Rivendell. And then Josh Build Stuff hasn't been doing a whole lot of videos lately. I'm hoping he's all right. His videos were always like really, really well done. He's done like 2 tier list videos for sets that are coming out, and that's kind of it. So, I don't know, man. Alright, this music is like... Anyway. I suggested to somebody today, I'm on my Horizon Zero Dawn subreddit going through stuff, and somebody was like, I've played this game now. What's another game that I can play that's like this? And it's kind of like, no, there's really no game like it. But there are other open world games that have good stories, and here's a few of them. And then I suggested they play Death Stranding, which I enjoyed. Like, I liked the game. I realized it wasn't like a commercial success, really. And I think even in the gaming community, people are like, I don't understand what the, Anyway, I liked it. But I did couch it by saying it is open world. I like the story. It's a little esoteric and a little cerebral. And it's basically a walking mechanic inventory management game, right? Making content and having a job, it is time consuming, that's for sure. But I felt bad suggesting it. I'm like, so it's really dark and creepy and it's kind of depressing, and there's like 150 hours of cutscenes. But it's a really good game. You'll really like it. I really enjoyed it. I like the whole ambiance of it. Like, the music was great, the scenery was great, the graphics are awesome, the gameplay was fun. I just hope they aren't like, what the hell kind of person is going to recommend that game? And I forget, the person who made that game is a very famous game designer, also made Metal Gear Solid, and I forget the dude's name. Japanese dude. Yeah, that's great. He's behind him. He's with the group of other dwarves. That's really great. music too. Okay, I'm going with we got a half hour left. Stations. I don't want lo-fi anymore. Afro beats. Hopefully it's just instrumental, but I'll listen to the hell out of some Afro beats, man. Yeah, excited to get that. I don't know what else I'm gonna be gunning for. I might be on the lookout for the Leia Bouch helmet. That's the only one out of the group that I really care about. I mean, the clone helmets look great, but I'm not a helmet collector. Was he a Nikto? No, the dude next to him was a Nikto. Yeah, he's been in some of the... he's in Bad Batch. He's one of the two... Oh, the pirate boss. No, he looked like Pizza the Hut, but green. That was weird. Like, I didn't... the weird Star Destroyer slash... I don't even know what that ship was. It looked like a repurposed Venator, but it had like that swooping front end that was kind of like maybe even like the back end was a Star Destroyer, or not a Star Destroyer. It looked Corellian, and then the front end looked like a Hammerhead Corvette, but it had that. It had the striping of like Thrawn's Chimera, like it had that like red striping all the way back, and that was something, man. He showed up on the screen and immediately took me out because I saw that shit. I'm like, oh, ship. I saw that ship and I was like, that's really great. And the pirates' ships looked like R41. They looked like Star Chasers. I'm sure they weren't, but I mean, they had that sort of that flat 2-engine kind of diamond front end a little bit. So I got excited about that. And then I saw their main ship. I was like, that's really cool. And then they went in the captain thing. I'm like, what is this guy here for? Oh, man. I don't know if I want to undo this string or not. I have plenty of these strings. Oh, this is new, though. Instead of a stud on the end of it, it's just a ball. That's cool. I hope I didn't just cut the string. Yeah, no idea. Brand new. I'm sure it's going to have some George Lucas type name where he's like a Fernian. Bloop. Oh, that's why it's got a hook on the end. Okay. Bloop. And then roll it up. I think... I don't know how they want me to roll this up. This doesn't make any sense. If I want the ball on the end of the string, I need to start rolling it up like this. Yeah, sometimes I do, I guess. What the heck? It was the other way. Okay. Well, this string problem is going to take me till the end of the thing. I guess that's so it doesn't pull through the other side. They'll make up something for him. I'm sure he's going to be a... something like he's named after somebody or whatever. What's Obi-Wan's planet name? John Stew or Stew John? After Jon Stewart? Because I just made that shit up. Because it's a fantasy, of course. Why wouldn't you make stuff up? It's a fantasy. But at the same time, the rest of us are going, come on, man, be a little cooler than that. It doesn't tell you to tie this, but it's definitely telling you to tie this. Okay. Well, that was a waste. A waste of my time. Yeah, I realized as soon as that came out of my mouth, I'm like, a waste of my time. And then I'm like, I'm building Lego. Why is... That's not never a waste of my time. Yeah, I'm usually pretty good with Alien Species 2. But this one, not a clue. It's like the first time you see Trench, Admiral Trench. You're like, I've never seen that species before. And of course, he's already an admiral in whatever. So, alright, well that, I don't know how well that's gonna continue to function. It's already coming untied. Oh, you know what it is? It's not tying there. It's tying a knot here. And then pulling it back. Did they really? Where? Was it on Navarro? Yeah, there we go. That's better. I think that's how they want it. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, first of all, he was way over the top with his reaction, and then I was like, I have no idea what that dude is. Like with Trench, I was like, ooh, big spider. With this guy, I'm like, he's an appetizer? What are we doing now? Cool. Something is making my mouth itch. Did they make toys of them like they did with like, was it the continuation of the Force or the Epic Continues or whatever, where they made the sand speeders and the IT8, the ATIC? Or was this like one of those things where it was a misprinted toy, and then so they went back later and put them in the shows and stuff? Black Series, got it. Ooh-wee. Oh, these would be good stickers too. Not gonna do it. These would be good hazard stickers. The orange and white cross lines. All right. I would absolutely, and I don't know if they're gonna cover this, but these things come off. And I need something to go over here to keep it from coming off. Doesn't look like I'm gonna get my way on that one. These are cool. So are Tatooine Jawas also off-world Jawas? Are Jawas not native to Tatooine? I honestly don't know. I thought maybe they were native to Tatooine. And that anywhere else you see them, they are off-world. Does this matter which way? Let's do the insides like that. See? What just happened? Because you use that as a thumb when you're as leverage when you're putting these pieces on. You can just scrape that right off there. But no one listens to me. Oh, I absolutely will. It goes on there. We're very worried about making sure those connect, but... Okay. Alright, well I'm going to start bag 5, but I only got about 10 minutes, so let's see where this goes. So here's your gantry to pick up whatever, I'm guessing, rocket components. I don't see a 5. There we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So this is going to be part of the main... What is this called in real life? The there's a big thing that moves the rockets from the rocket assembly to... This is in Kennedy. It moves from that big building. It moves them out to the launch pad. It's called something. That cat. That big cat. The something rover vehicle or something. Okay, that's what I thought. Oh, they have them in Lego, too. I didn't know that. I thought you were talking about, like, they had them in, like, Kenner made them or something originally. I didn't realize there was offshoot, off-planet Jawa Lego minifigs. That's pretty cool. Oh, yeah, what was that? Come on. Brain. I mean, I got to go stand next to it. We got a tour of Kennedy Space Center, and we got to stand next to it. And it was huge. I mean, you can't really even appreciate how big all that crap is until you go stand right next to it. It's another one of those cool visors. Be using that for a pilot for something else later. Something crawler, maybe? Or I'm thinking of sand crawler. Nice big tires. Alright. She's a radio and a really cool headpiece. Here we got another cool dual print headpiece with a ponytail with long hair. That is super cool. Is it raining again? So there's another one of your workers. I really like this outfit. It's very cool. It reminds me of like nuclear plant workers or something for some reason. I don't know why. But this is a great headpiece. So there's two of these in this set with the hat and the hair coming out of it that are really cool. So very, very hip. I'm really liking this. Tires. Crawler transporter delivers spacecraft to the launch. Thank you. Con's in the house. I thought I had a different name. I thought I had a funky name, but maybe just crawler transporter. I don't know. Maybe it was specific to the shuttle. Like when it was moving the shuttle, it had a fun name, and then with everybody else, it's just whatever. Even though it's literally the same vehicle. Je ne sais pas. Yeah. Don't talk to Con about sand crawlers. He'll cut you. Oh man, if you can, what was that trailer called? There's a movie coming out. Called The Blackening. We are definitely going to go see it. Yeah, I watched that too, Con. That was really, I didn't comment on it or anything, but that was a lot of fun. I kind of had it on in the background while I was working. Yeah, so this movie's called The Blackening, and it's basically like a horror trope, but the kids that go into the cabin in the woods are like 6 black kids. It looks freaking awesome. It was so good. It looked so good. And there's another movie coming out called Sisu, which is like a Finnish foreign film, but it looks kind of... who did Lock, Stock? Is Danny Boyle. It's very violent, but like in that overtly splattery violent kind of way. And it's this old... Finnish soldier who is just trying to live his life, but he's beset by Nazis, and it's in the 40s, and he just kind of goes on a rampage of killing Nazis. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go see that movie. Betty White and the Giant Crocodile? I have no idea what you're talking about. Like old Betty White or young Betty White? Lake Placid. Wow. I've never seen Lake Placid. Purgill meat in her hands. Okay, so was the Purgill... The Purgill is the space... Are the space whales, right? They're not that turtle gator thing that jumped out and surprised the baptism, right? I need to watch Rebels again, so if no one wants to answer, that's fine. I know, that was hilarious. You know what we should do? These first 1,000 shots didn't stop him. We should keep shooting at it. If I've learned nothing from the boys, I've learned that you need to drive a boat into it. Yeah, the ropes and then the death roll. I'm like, well, should have seen that coming. Yeah, Purrgil are the things that Ezra took, left with, with Thrawn. That's what I thought. I don't think they're carving up a Purrgil. Do you think they are? That looked more like a space orca and less like a space whale. I don't remember what it looked like. It was a carcass. They had mentioned something, like I watched a video where they had mentioned what that was, and now I can't remember what it was. But might have been. I don't know. Thought of a collab you could do with Moto. What's that? Giant space whale? Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, if that's what it is, cool. I mean, I guess they gotta die somewhere. I almost find it weird that it died and then fell to a planet, and that planet was Tatooine. That seems like really convenient, you know? Star Wars has such a Tatooine problem. If I ever finish the Sandcrawler, he could make the Crate Dragon skull and put it on top. Yes! Dude, if he doesn't, I will. That's an amazing idea. Yeah, from the one... Well, is it from the Boba Fett episode, or was it the one Mando one where he stumbles upon those ones that that take his ship apart? Aren't they the ones that have the giant crate skull? Crate skull? I forgot. Whatever it was cool. And they ate an egg, man. That scene where they cut the egg open and just dug out the... I'm just like, I need an egg sandwich like yesterday. It was the Mando episode in the Fett series. Okay. Mando series 2.5. Suka. Oh, yeah. They're little rolling pawn shops. Hey, man. Yep. Always like the Tuscans. Trying to think if I have a favorite alien. I like the Tuscans. I like whatever Plo Koon is. He's rad.
He's got that voice.
He's pretty rad. Tuscan helmet would be awesome. You should design that. One astronaut so far. How many am I supposed to get off this? Does it even say? One. Well, one. Yeah. Two. Looks like two. Now, these are Earth astronauts. They haven't been sent into space yet because this is just the assembly station. I think a Tuscan helmet would be amazeballs. All right, it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are at? Let me actually finish this up and then we'll call it, because this isn't going to take too long. Yeah, they'll make one eventually, and everyone will be like, mine's better. Have you seen the mocks on Rebrickable? This guy did one, and it's awesome. Blah, blah, blah. It's only 8. It's only 8. Hey! Where are you? Con, did you get snow? Did you get snowed upon? I saw videos of Lake Tahoe. I hadn't seen snow like that since I was a kid in Colorado in the 80s. Like, we had 6 feet of snow. And it was... I could not believe how... They said something like 50 inches of snow. And, like, people were walking out of their houses and, like, cutting through trails, like, feet above their heads. It was nuts. I think I'm going to have to switch up to this channel from now on. This is spicy. I love it. Yeah, just this one more step. Just one more bag. Just one more step. Just one more bag. So, I'll probably finish this off camera or off stream. But rest assured, Rivendell will be done all on stream. It'll be a multi-event, multi-thing event. So this is the Afro beats. So it could be like, technically it could be anything African or South American, because a lot of the same beats are done in different kinds of South American music. A lot of the beats that you hear in South American music come from Africa. And I am not a music person. I just heard this on a show called Afro Pop Worldwide on NPR. Oh, it's going to be 6,000 pieces. How much was the Coliseum or the AT-AT? 8,000 for the AT-AT? 5,000 for the Coliseum? I forget. Am I doing trains on the train Saturday? I am not. I'm not a train person, and honestly, being with other people on a train makes me freak out a little bit. No, not really. I don't have a problem with it. I just don't have a train to build, and I've got... we are going to the Austin FC game on Saturday, so we'll probably leave a little bit early and go do stuff at Hop Squad beforehand. And I'm trying to get my dryer fixed, man. I've got to go back to the hardware store and buy this wire connector. Then I have to go buy a length of 14 gauge wire. Then I got to go buy a wire crimper. Then I have to learn how to make these connections decently enough so that when I turn my dryer on, it doesn't set the house on fire. I'm like this close to calling a technician, just an appliance person, being like, look, I got all the parts. I'm not confident enough of my skills of watching YouTube videos to do this and think I'm doing it safely enough. So, but that's planned for Saturday, set my house on fire. You probably have Tex-Mex food all around you, Ben. I do, actually. The best Tex-Mex places are not the ones that are... Well, okay, I won't say the best, but you got to go to the ones that are in the Mexican markets. That's where the good food is. There's a place down on downtown. Well, it's at east side of downtown, called Joe's Cafeteria, that has the best food. They also have a restaurant and a bakery, but they have the best huevos rancheros. Oh my god, big thick bacon, real runny beans. Oh, it's amazing. It's so good. There's a little place by us that's really good. Casa Arendinas is really good. The trick is not finding Tex-Mex. It's finding the like Mexican food places. You can get Tex-Mex anywhere, but you got to find the good Mexican food places. And those are really good too. And we've got a couple around here, so not for want without. The best place, though, we've got a place over here. It's Ethiopian food. It's Taste of Ethiopia. It's the best food I've ever had. It's so good. And then there's a Frankie knows this. There's a place downtown Pflugerville called Faganero, and it's Cuban, Venezuelan. Anyway, it's delicious. Whatever it is, it's really good. All right, folks. I appreciate you being here. This will look like this at some point. So I don't know if I'm going to finish this on camera or not yet. I've got, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bags. Maybe I'll do this Sunday. I'll finish this Sunday. Thanks for being here. Again, I got my little cat, Horizon Zero Dawn guy. He's all blinged out. He's got his chain on. That's going to be my mock for our next meeting. Thanks for being here. You guys have a good, safe weekend. Enjoy whatever you're going to be doing. And I'll talk to you hopefully on Sunday. If not, I'll find you through the socials. Yes, go make sure you check out Khan's review watch on Mandalorian. It was pretty cool and a lot of fun. And yeah, take care. Bye.